This is
Throwing Shade. We're feminasty Aaron Gibson.
and homosexual Brian Safi
Take a look at the headlines in politics
and pop culture.
and treat them with much less respect than they deserve.
Can you handle it?
Oh,
Oh my
so
God.
scary.
Are you an Oompa Loompa?
No, I'm grapes. I can't tell you what a pain in the fucking ass this. I've never moved my hands less. You're a ghost. We did classic Halloween costumes.
Classic
this year.
Halloween.
For a budget that's great for the economy.
All I did was steal some sheets from a friend.
I looked at like, what is the number one costume to get me laid this year? And I thought
Late or late?
Laid. And I thought grapes. And
Yeah.
so, you know what I mean? It's so, because it's such a conversation piece and like no one can, it hides all of your misfortunes body-wise.
It makes you look worse than you really are.
It's basically
Once you take the
Suzanne's-
balloons off, people are like, you're so thin.
Yeah, it's Suzanne Summers' three-way poncho. I hate to tell you though, it looks like you have two black eyes under there. Are
Oh,
you
no,
okay?
I did it with all Halloween costumes. I want to make sure that I have the ability to cool down.
Right.
So I did double layer.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's right. Ben Stiller from Tropic Thunder.
Oh, yeah.
How come you're not floating?
Oh, well, let me tell you. I'll tell you exactly why, because it's air, not helium. And believe me, I had to go to a party store to get this shit done.
Well, already
and
I hate
if you've never been to a party store, then it's basically like it's the front door to hell. I went to the party store and I said, I need 20 purple balloons. The person helping me was like, can't you go to the person next to them? And I was like, well, she's helping someone. And he was like, all right, what do you need? And I was like, 20 purple balloons. And he goes, air or helium? And I was like, I don't know. It doesn't matter. And he goes, it matters. And I was like, I don't think it does. And he was like, air makes it not float. Helium makes it float.
Duh.
Oh. Yeah. And so anyway, so I was like, I'll opt for the air. And then he goes, what are you going to carry these in? Because you don't want the string. It's for grapes, right? And I was like, yeah. I guess, do you
He's
have a...
telling you how to do grapes.
I was like, do you have a big garbage bag I can carry them in? And he was like, we got a balloon bag. And I was like, great, I'll take a balloon bag. And he goes, well, it's made for 5,000 balloons and we have to rig it to your car, to the hood of your car.
But what if your
I
car,
mean, it is like, and it
what
weighs
if
like
your-
55 pounds.
What if your car floats away like Up?
That's what I was
That's
afraid
what Up
of.
is based off of. That
That's-
screenwriter went to the Party City.
That's what I was afraid of.
They try to upsell him with some helium balloons.
And so anyway, so then he was blowing up these balloons and the woman next to him, the con artist next to him was like, how are you getting those balloons so big? Those are just those little itty bitty 1-inch balloons. And by the way, the 1-inch balloons are only supposed to blow up to like this big. Like that you would stick in a flower if you were a shitty friend. I walked out and was like, well, I guess I have to tell Derek I have scabies now because there's no way I didn't contract it in there.
Well, you probably got Ebola. It's all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could also be a mime in this outfit, by the way. Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
I'm thinking outside the box.
Oh, yeah.
You thought I was in a box, but I'm thinking, this is business mime.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
That's business
That's the
mime?
idea coming out of the box.
Okay. Business mime in terms of like, they're in advertising.
Yeah, like to get really into the idea, I would do this.
Ew. I want to ask a straight man a question. Ross, if this were actual boobs, would you like that or would you think it was strange? Okay.
Well, but don't you know that? But what about that movie with the woman with 3 boobs, Razor Truth?
Oh, Total Recall?
Total Recall.
Yeah.
She has 3 boobs. People like that. Would you like someone with 2 dicks?
No.
That Reddit guy?
No. That
Did
I
you
was
see that
fascinated. Yeah, I
Reddit?
was fascinated by it.
But you wouldn't want those 2
No,
dicks
only
in your
guys.
butthole?
Only guys want 2 dicks for themselves.
But what do you could put them both in your nostrils.
Oh, I have 2 dicks. Huh?
You nostril fucked.
Oh, that's a good idea.
You know what I mean? That's what 2 dicks are really good
Yeah.
for guys.
Aaron-
For girls, you've got butthole and other hole.
When we walk into the party that we are going to go to on Halloween dressed like
The
this.
party we're starting?
Yeah.
Oh, the party we're going to.
Yes.
Yeah, Claire Danes' Halloween party.
Yeah,
that
when we
we're
go to
both
Claire
invited
Danes'
to,
Halloween
clearly.
party, do not cockblock me because I'm going to get a lot of action.
I don't need to. Those balloons are doing it all on their own.
That's absolutely true. Good thing I don't have to pee. If I had to pee,
Oh, you
what
did a
would I do?
catheter?
Yeah.
I got it.
Well, good luck on Halloween night.
Hey, live long and prosper. That's right. It's the Star Wars.
I can't even do that. I do this.
You can't do it, but look. Oh, you can't. What's wrong with your fingers? You got to go to
This.
finger yoga. Yeah.
My breasts!
All right.
Sovereign decays.
Oh, does that?
Bre-
I've never seen. Does he do a Nell impression in True Detective?
No. I'm going to do another one.
Here's your impression of Matthew.
Oh, golden. What does he say?
Skua in the ballet.
Yellow night.
Tay-tay in the wind.
I'm going to be honest with you for
Mm-hmm.
2 seconds before we get into your shoe. You definitely are giving a Matthew McConaughey-ish vibe. You are giving me 100% Strudel Boy from Toaster Strudel.
Toaster strudels!
Yeah.
Mama loves it when I go to school, eat my toaster strudel. I have so much strudel in my belly, and I make all A's.
You
And
are-
I come home and I say, Mother, I love you.
You are for sure. You would give...
Strawberries?
Yeah.
Blueberries?
Yeah.
All in the strudel.
Yeah. Isn't it crazy how most of anything Danish or Swedish is just different kinds of berries, and that's their language?
That's all it is.
That's all they say.
It's berries and cheese. That is what the Danish people and the dessert
Yeah.
were built off of.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. Nothing in the world would be funnier than eating a Danish in Denmark.
Nothing.
Nothing.
You look like Barbara Bush.
Barbara Bush.
Yeah.
I'm giving you full Barbara Bush.
What's George up to?
W?
Yeah.
My son?
No, your husband.
Oh, HW.
Yeah, the guy who puts his dick in
He,
you.
you know what he does? He sorts his socks, puts on a paisley, tries out a new jean.
A
Is there
paisley
anything,
shirt?
Is there anything worse?
Or Brad Paisley.
Oh, paisley socks.
Oh.
Is there anything worse than a man who tucks his shirt into jeans but no belt?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Well, yeah, no, nothing.
Nothing.
So, ready to start my shoe?
Let's go.
Here we go. Top of the morning to you, Bishop.
Oh.
Might I offer you a nice pair of stockings?
Oh, that would be nice.
Yeah, because guess what?
The bishop's a woman?
Yes. That's my
Great.
new play. It's
That's
called
great.
Street Urchin Greets a Woman Who's Just Become a Female Bishop of the Church of England.
Oh, do you remember silk stockings?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all I masturbated to from like grade
Me too.
2 to 4.
Totally.
Yeah. Okay, so after 2,000 long years, the British House of Commons said yes to the dress for female bishops.
Sure.
Now, here's how it all went down. Have you ever heard this phrase? The general snod?
No.
Wait, synod. Yeah.
Is that Game of Thrones?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a body of government that does all the laws when it comes to the church, because the Church of England is controlled by the government.
Right.
Yeah. They had already voted to allow women bishops in July, but Parliament still had to vote on it, and the Queen had to give her, you may.
Right.
Yeah. That all went down. So not everyone's psyched about this, as you may
Not
guess.
anyone from the cast of Psych?
No.
Oh, that's
no,
too bad.
and not exclamation points. In 2010, they had passed something called the Equality Act. When they passed this thing about women being bishops, they amended this act. Let me see if I can explain this. So that the bishops were no longer public officers,
Mm-hmm.
and for that reason, the church could provide non-female oversight to people who religiously objected to being governed by a woman in the church. What I think it means is that you cannot, as a female bishop, sue anybody because someone doesn't want you to govern over them.
You can sue over absolutely anything.
It's Britain. It's different.
Oh, it is?
Because first they wear wigs.
Right, that's
Which
true.
who gets? I don't. Who?
Why would you
anybody who
ever
wears
wear a
wig.
wig?
Now the Roman Catholic Church has actually been really cool about this.
Really?
No.
Yeah.
So the Vatican newspaper, L'Osservatore Romano, which loosely translates to, "Hey, I got your church news over here."
Yeah. With Romano.
Yeah, with Romano.
Cheese.
Do you want some cheese on your church news?
Yeah.
The Vatican newspaper said of the ordination of women bishops that this will have an extremely negative impact on steps to bring together the Catholic Church and the Anglican Communion.
Yeah.
Prove it.
Well,
Yeah.
anytime that I go to my services and do what I do, if I see a woman anywhere in sight, I immediately think like hysterical.
You think it's funny?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think it's
Oh,
really
you think they're hysterical?
they're hysterical, but also then it's funny because it's funny to watch a crazy person try and do a man's job. You know what I mean? Only men can really wear robes. I think we've proven
Yeah,
that.
and huge hats.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right. I don't really have much else to say other than let's all thank Henry VIII
Yeah.
for starting this church, for beheading Anne Boleyn, for her many mistakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For starting the Church of England.
For he started the Church of England.
I have a separate thought that's really disgusting, but just I
Just
want
say
you to
it, yeah.
picture it. You know that scene in Gone Girl where she is looking in
Spoiler
the mirror?
alert.
Oh yeah,
Spoiler
she's
alert.
looking in the mirror and she's sticking the wine bottle up her vagina.
It's a champagne bottle, but go
Champagne
ahead. Yeah.
bottle up her vagina. Do you think that Queen Elizabeth's ever done that on like a really bad day?
Well,
or Barbara Bush?
No, but I think both of those women have done this. Sat on it, popped the cork, and then done geyser style oil.
Yeah.
Whee!
Well, that would make sense with the Bushes because all that oil money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's got to replicate it.
You know what I like? That we would probably be welcome in every section of the United States and every section of England and Italy.
I'll tell you something. We can absolutely run for office in any capacity.
That's true. Oh, run. Windbreakers. Find our daughter.
Please, Amy, if you're out there.
Amy, if you're out there, listen to me. I miss you and I love you.
Babe, you know what we should do?
What, babe?
Amy Survives.
Yeah, that's great.
Amazing
Let's write
Amy
a book.
Survives.
Amazing Amy Survives. It's all about how she survives. This woman from Gone Girl, the mother, I guarantee you is going to be an icon. She will be a gay icon at some point. I bet you anything.
'Cause-
her strength, her no nonsense, her khaki. I'm telling you, a woman in khaki is a confident woman because what she says is, look at me. Who cares what I'm wearing?
Yeah.
Fuck the dad. This is how he looks, essentially. He wrote like 5 10-page books and is like, I'm a writer and dresses like this.
Yeah.
This is a person who wrote 10 editions of the World Book.
No, but they're frauds for sure.
Yeah. Never trust a blonde over 50. Ever.
You know, Jonathan says that's why women go blonde because it's easier to color when you go gray.
Really?
So you know when someone's getting old when they're doing blonde hair.
There's something about a blonde woman over 50 that's very icy and very returning to your roots. Mean Girl style. Roots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what's better, gray?
Oh, no. Gray hair on a woman? No. No. Ugly. Ugly women with, gray hair. Gray hair, ugly women. The end. You know, my boyfriend has gray hair. He's in his 40s.
He has a couple of
so
gray hairs.
sexy.
Hey, does
If
the
he-
carpet match the drapes?
Oh, yeah. Salt and pepper pubes. But a woman with gray hair. I can't believe you even thought of that. That's funny. Next year for Halloween, I'm going to be a woman with gray hair, a.k.a. a witch.
What's the other option besides gray or blonde?
Brown.
Ew.
That's it. That's it.
No.
Women, dye your hair anything you want. I'll be here waiting to...
Have you?
Ooh.
Yeah, you can sit on your face,
Yeah.
on that bearded face.
This shoe is not amazing, Amy. This is ridiculous. I'm calling out...
Ridiculous Rita?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm calling out perhaps the craziest person in the House of Representatives. He's a representative from the 1st District of Texas, whose name is Louis Gohmert.
That's a made-up name.
The 1st District of Texas
that
covers
guy's parents were like, our last name is Gilbert, but that ain't dumb enough.
Gohmert.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just going to tell you a few things he's done that are absolutely insane.
Who, Gobert?
Gohmert. Louis
Gohmert.
Gohmert.
Sorry, there's an M in there.
It's fine. This is what he had to say about immigration. This was a couple years ago. He was convinced that foreign women were coming to the U.S. to have babies in order to get them citizenship so that babies can then be trained as terrorists against the U.S.
Oh, so anchor baby terrorists.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
No evidence of this. Nothing. No
You don't
going
need-
on
you don't need-
on a dream.
You don't need evidence to say the truth.
That's absolutely. You're.
No, and especially not in politics.
You are absolutely correct. Here's something he said about gun control legislation.
Did you say dunk control?
No, guns.
Okay.
Sorry. It's actually very difficult to talk in
It
this.
looks very hard.
It is. This is what he had to say. I was having a discussion with Democrats earlier this week on the issue of gun control, and they said, surely you can limit the number of rounds in a magazine, couldn't you? How would that be problematic? Okay, yeah, you're right. How would it be problematic to limit the number of rounds in a magazine? But he said, but then I pointed out, well, once you limit it to 10, then why would you draw the line at 10? What's wrong with 9 or 11? And the problem
Well, he went down and then up.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he goes, and the problem is once you draw that limit, it's kind of like marriage. When you say it's not a man and a woman anymore, then why not have 3 men and 1 woman or 4 women and 1 man? Or why not somebody has a love for an animal? There's no clear place to draw the line. So we went from bullets to talking about why gay marriage shouldn't work.
This was a train that was on a rickety track
Yep.
and then grew legs and ran to the left.
Yep. Most recently, this week, he was very vocal about Don't Ask, Don't Tell and the repeal of it, which, like, dude, you are so late to this party.
What does he look like?
Gohmert.
Yeah, okay. Was anybody asking him questions or he just get up and start
Just
talking?
gets up and goes. And here's what he said. I've had people say, hey, you know, there's nothing wrong with gays in the military. Look at the Greeks.
Sorry, who said that to you, sir?
Exactly. Look at many developed countries, most developed countries, every developed country who has gays in the military that aren't, you know, some extreme religious state. Not a problem. You could point out many examples, including America, where it's working. So anyway, he says, look at the Greeks. Well, you know, they did have people who came along who they loved that was the same sex and would give them massages before they went into battle. But, you know, that's a different kind of fighting. It's a different kind of
Massage
war.
fighting?
It's a different kind of war. If you're sitting around getting
Carl, I hope
massages
you're
all
ready.
day.
Oh, yeah.
Ready to go into a big planned battle, you're not going to last very long.
He thinks the Greeks were like, here's the plan for battle. Burke Williams, fight.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He says you're ultimately going to be vulnerable to terrorism if that's what you start doing in the military like the Greeks did.
Yeah, because if your muscles are too relaxed, you can't shoot a gun.
Yeah, obviously so absolutely insane. This guy's up for re-election. I don't know. Our listeners in Nacogdoches and Longview and Tyler, Texas, don't vote for Gohmert this year because he might be the craziest person in all of Congress.
Do you think people vote for him because his name is fun?
Yeah, I need to be clear. I am voting for him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't think other people should.
How much hair is in your mouth
I
right
don't know.
now?
How could anyone actually have a beard? All you eat is hair. That's a great diet tip for old men who are fat.
Oh, just eat hair? Okay.